The chat function won't be available, although Laura's put a message in there at the moment. So welcome members, and welcome any members of the public if you've joined or if you're intending to join. So can I take any declarations of interest? No? Okay. So just to remind people and members that this is a two-item meeting. One is to receive assurance around the Audit Committee annual report for 24-25, and the other is the annual report and accounts 24-25 to approve for submission to NHS England. So Jane, if I pass over to you, Jane is our Audit Committee Chair. If you'd just like to give a very a brief overview or alert us to anything that you think members should be aware of.
Great, thank you, Nadra. Thanks, colleagues. So Audit Committee, you'll see from the paper, has responsibility providing assurance to the board in terms of reviewing the work of the other committees of the board, and then we produce our own report and bring that forward using the same format as the other committees to the board for review. So at our last meeting, we were able to review all the committee reports that are appended to ours today, and we were satisfied to see that all of the committees had operated and in line with their terms of reference and work plan, etc., with their own sort of effectiveness review as well in terms of learning, in terms of improvements going forward and development points. As the Audit Committee, we have gone through the same process, and you'll see therefore that you have our report in terms of our hopefully providing the board with assurance that we have also completed our work in line with our terms of reference, some of the highlights of that, and also we've done our own effectiveness review and have similar development points in terms of how we continuously improve the operation of the Audit Committee. But we were assured in terms of the work of the other committees, and hope that the board are equally assured by the work that we've done. I pause there. I think it's rather than get into the detail, but happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Any questions from members? Any questions? No, I'm assuming that all the areas for development from the other committees will be dealt with at those particular committees then, Jane?
Yes, I think that will be the case. I think we there was a theme, I think, coming through for some committees, which I think is being picked up, which is around quoracy and potentially people having a lot of deputies arrive attending some committees. So I think I'm sure the governance team are working with other chairs of committees and looking at membership and ensuring there's a bit more continuity in terms of membership seems to be one of the themes. I would maybe also comment, I think one of the big developments for all of our committees during last year was in response to an audit around the use of the BAF within all of our committees and how that becomes embedded, driving agendas within each of the committees. And it was pleasing from our perspective and the role that we have around sort of our processes around risk management within the organisation, and we could see that was happening, and it was evidence of that from all of the reports. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions to Jane? Okay, so are we happy to approve this report, and we are assured the contents? Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Jane, and thank you to all the other staff and your sub-teams who've helped pull this together. Thank you. So we go to the second item, which is the annual report and the accounts here. So we've got Rob. Would you like to introduce it and then bring in Jonathan and anyone else?
Yeah, so thanks, Chair. So this paper includes the annual report and accounts, and to remind board members that this has been through a process of development across the organisation and led to the creation of the document, which meets the requirements set by NHS England and DHSC in terms of what's included, and includes some wording which is prescribed. So all of the prescribed wording which we need to sign up to is included. The report has been through the Audit Committee, who've recommended it to the board for approval. And in terms of the process, you'll see a section in the paper that requires all board members to confirm that they are not aware of anything that prevents them from agreeing the annual report, particularly in terms of audit. So those are the sort of technical elements of this. In terms of what the report includes, I think it's a really good summary and description of the role of the Integrated Care Board within the Integrated Care system. I think it's a significant improvement in terms of the delivery of services across West Yorkshire on a number of fronts, and gives you a clear indication of the areas where we still have some challenge. And I think the degree of progress in the context of some external factors and in the context of ongoing industrial action, cost of living crisis, civil unrest, etc., is really noteworthy and a testimony, I think, to partnership work and all members of staff in the organisation. So I'd really like to thank all of them really for the work that's gone into the work that is described in the annual report. I'm also really pleased to see the accounts in such good shape. And again, I think the audit committee wanted to thank the team for the work that they had done, and the auditors for delivering their audit plan. Delivering the accounts, clean accounts on time, getting significant assurance around the governance. These are all things that happen because professional people do their work well. And I'd really like to commend the team for all the work they've done on those elements too. So I don't want to say anything other than that really at this point. The annual report is ready. It's been through significant processes, and the audit committee have also recommended it for adoption by the board and for it to be submitted for publication.
Thank you, Rob. Jonathan or Jane, would you like to add anything?
If I could maybe just tease a few things out, if that's okay, Chair. So just to clarify Rob's point earlier around the governance aspect. So there are two reports within the paper, one from our internal auditors, one from our external auditors. As Rob said, the internal auditors gave the ICB a significant head of internal audit opinion for 24-25, which is really positive. In addition, the detail is in the paper in the KPMG report, but there were 5 findings from KPMG, and I think it'd be worthwhile just spending a moment to go through those. The first was that they expect to issue an unqualified opinion on our accounts, so they give a true and fair view of our financial performance and position. The second thing is that they found no inconsistencies in information that appeared in the annual report on the accounts compared to their knowledge of the ICB, which is helpful. They also had nothing report in terms of whether any matters that the ICB or if there are any matters that they require to identify to the ICB in terms of issues or concerns around value for money. So again, a clean value for money opinion. They also didn't identify any explanation which would be deemed as irregular. And finally, they didn't consider it necessary to issue any other reports to the public. So all of those things are positive things. The only other bits that I would want to draw to board members' attention would be the declaration that board members are signing up to in paragraph 2.3.2. So it's important that board members are comfortable with that statement. And the final thing is just to note that with the board to approve the paper today, they're also approving the chief exec to sign off the letter of management representation, which assures the external auditors that we've made the appropriate disclosures, declarations and presentation of our reports and accounts. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jonathan, for reminding us of that. Are there any questions, comments? Jane, would you like to add?
Yeah, just to sort of complement what others have said in terms of the process that we've been through at Audit Risk Committee. So it's an intense period around the year end. So we have, I don't know how many meetings, 3 or 4 meetings from sort of April through until just last week. So we have seen iterations and had regular reports from our internal auditors as well in terms of their opinion and assurance for the trust, for the ICB, and also, as Jonathan said, the external audit opinion that's come through. That was really good to see, and I compliment the colleagues who've all participated in ensuring that we have had such a clean audit. And I also, that is a significant, it's an impressive position to have with everything that is going on. So much thanks to the team, as we said at the Audit Risk Committee. So as a committee, we are also happy to assure the board and recommend that the annual report and accounts and the management representation letter are able to be approved. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jane, and a big thank you to your committee for all the work that they've done, and I think the result is a testament to that. Thank you. I did meet with the external auditors as a catch up in my new acting role, and they seem to be quite impressed with the way we are carrying out our functions and our duties and responsibilities. So that's really good to hear. If there are no more questions, we are here to approve the accounts and the report. Can we approve them? We're sure to approve them. Great, thank you. And can we approve the signing of the management representation letter on behalf by the accountable officer? Yes. Okay. I think, Laura, is there anything else I need to do as chair at this point?
No, that's fine. Thank you, Nadja.
Okay. Melanie Brown.
Oh, hi there, Chair. I just wanted to say that I know we've just approved this work, but there's an incredible amount of work that's been achieved by a number of teams across the organisation to consider today. So I just wanted to recognise and thank all the teams for that work, really. But I know this might be a short meeting, but incredibly important work that's been undertaken to give this assurance for the board.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. AC?
Thanks, Nadira. Just sort of following on Melanie, and I was waiting for before sort of close of the meeting just to reflect on the overall work and through the audit process as well as through the annual report, and what's happening effectively. If you can see throughout the year, we were actually moving through those 3 left shifts anyway, naturally, and that's a testament to the sort of leadership, exec leaderships, combined partners coming together and identifying the need before NHS came with, or BHS came with the idea of what we are doing now. Probably we would have done it slightly differently and more constructively, but that's a price we are paying for other systems not working very effectively. That's my own reading. But I think you can see those imprints of the left shifts through the neighborhood blueprints, the integrated teams, even the place reviews that we were doing beforehand, including sort of a very robust financial system, accounts and the assurance that's coming through the audit. So I think just a note of thank you to the leadership partners and the strength of our partnerships, that even in the next phase, I'm sure that we would be taking a very equitable, fair approach and a sort of partnership-based approach to execute despite the challenges currently faced. So thanks, Rob, and the entire team.
Thank you, AC, for your observations and your kind words there. Rob?
Yeah, just to reflect on the fact that, as Mel says, there's lots of detail here, and there's been lots of work, and there's still lots to do. And obviously, we have an annual general meeting to present all of this to the public. So this is our governance meeting in public to agree the accounts and the annual report, but the annual general meeting will be an opportunity for us to celebrate a bit more of what we have done, talk a bit more about what more needs to be done, and explain some of the changes that are going on. And Laura and the team will come forward with the details of that in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that, Rob. Yes, I don't think we can underestimate the amount of work that's gone into not preparing just the reports, but the actual work, as people have said, that the ICB and our partners have undertaken. I've only joined the ICB since November last year, so it was fantastic to read this whole report in terms of the detailed activities that we've either undertaken, supported or funded. Very impressive indeed. So my thanks as chair to everybody involved. And as Rob often says, thank you for what you do and keep on doing it. So if that's there are no more questions, I think we could, and there's been no business notified in advance of the meeting. Can I just remind people that our next meeting of the ICB board is next week, Tuesday, in Brigg House on the 24th. So thank you all. Close the
Thanks,
meeting
everyone.
now.
Thank you.
Okay then, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.